Just take a look at this person's post. Lucky at IamGrootXO on Twitter writes, "The sad part about Lara is that she feels like a caricature created to cater to men who fetishize helplessness in women. I am unironically being gang-stalked online by a bunch of people with classic Lara Croft profile pictures." Hello fellow travelers and welcome to the Hard Light Network. Alright guys, so in honor of the release of the new Tomb Raider series on Netflix, we're going to be discussing Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider. The footage you're seeing on screen now is from a sneak peek released by Netflix through IGN, showcasing a much more athletic redesign for Lara as well as her fan favorite Samoan sidekick Jonah. The casting for the voices seems great and the series has been hailed as a return to form by many fans online. I'm particularly excited for this new animated drop because I've been Tomb Raiding ever since the original PlayStation era of gaming. Tomb Raider's Lara Croft shared the leading roster with some of my favorite characters growing up alongside Jill Valentine from Resident Evil, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Gex the Gecko. I used to spend hours backflipping through Croft Manor looking for secrets and locking the butler up in the freezer. The events of this series are meant to bridge the gap between the 2013 reboot, also known as the Survivor series, as well as the original series, aka Classic Lara. Which brings me to the point of this video. While many people, myself included, are excited for this series, which aims to create a unified timeline between the two portrayals of Lara, many people, particularly fans of the classic portrayal, aren't as excited. For whatever reason, many fans of classic Lara do not want her associated in any way with the Survivor Lara of the 2013 reboot. Like this guy on Twitter who says that reboot Lara is weak, helpless, no attitude, timid,
Die, you son of a bitch!
and incapable. And he's not the only person that feels this way. There are honestly so many people on Twitter saying the exact same sort of thing about Survivor Lara that it's starting to feel like an organized gaslighting campaign to make me specifically dislike her. I am unironically being gang-stalked online by a bunch of people with classic Lara Croft profile pictures. All jokes aside, there really are a ton of people who dislike Survivor Lara for whatever reason. And look guys, I'm not here to nitpick over a difference in personal taste. Look, if you don't like the character, you don't like the character. And my opinion is probably not going to change that. But I really can't help but feel like some of this criticism just misses the point. Not only that, but some of it is just outright weird. For example, just take a look at this person's post. Lucky at IamGrootXO on Twitter writes, "The sad part about Lara is that she feels like a caricature created to cater to men who fetishize helplessness in women. She's weak, needy, and constantly reliant on others. If you look at how she's depicted in certain websites of the internet, it's always reboot Lara in a very vulnerable situations, getting attacked, never classic Lara. Also, if you look at certain reboot, quote, virtual photography accounts that amass over 2,000 likes in 10 hours but only 5 comments, you'll notice how around 80% of the retweets are from Freaks Gooner bot accounts. So either reboot Lara is every Gooner's dream girl, or they're boosting her photos with fake likes because no one's genuinely interested. Take your pick." Alright, so first things first, let's address this point about the Gooners and Survivor Lara. I hate to say it, but if grass is green and water is wet, then Gooners are going to goon. And to tell you the truth, the only way that I can see you stumbling across those compromising photos on those, quote, certain websites is if you were already there in the first place. And I'm not going to post it here because YouTube, but if you click on Lucky's profile, you see that they don't actually have a problem with, risque images of Lara Croft. You can't exactly control what gets people's blood pumping, and Twitter is a place where Gooners tend to congregate. But all that being said, I'm failing to see how that's a reflection on the game itself. They even go as far as to state that the developers had some pretty dark intentions behind their creation of this version of Lara. Lily at Prairie Madness writes, "I said this before, nothing attractive about a damsel in distress constantly getting wounded. It must be some sort of weird freak so gross." To which Lucky responds, "Totally, and I think it was so calculated from CD at the time because they launched her under the guise of feminism when in actuality the dark secret behind it is that it was the total opposite." This sentiment is repeated when another commenter brings up this scene from the early game of Tomb Raider 2013. Jeremy Pacheco writes, "Still remember the storm this scene caused back in the day. They really put Lara into this situation." To which Lucky responds, "They're sick." And yeah, this scene is pretty rough to watch, but that's actually the point. She's not at Disneyland, she's on a remote island that's under the control of a cannibal cult. And you're surprised when the bad guy gets a little handsy with his prisoner? Fair warning, I am about to play that entire scene in its full context, and it is rough to watch, so if you want to skip that, now's your chance to do so.
Incredible. Oh, it is Himiko.
But look, the bowl, the candles. Why is she still being worshipped?
This island, it must have once been part of Yamatai. You were right, Lara.
The Lost Kingdom.
It's like finding Atlantis.
But this is real, Dr. Whitman. We're not standing on a myth.
No, we're standing on a gold mine.
Come, quickly. Your friends are hurt.
Yes, probably by them.
Get back.
They can't be trusted. You still have a gun.
I don't want any trouble.
No.
We'll come.
No.
But I insist that afterwards you take us to whoever's in charge.
What are you doing?
Be quiet.
No!
I'm handling this!
No!
No! Please!
Get off!
Just go along with them, Lara. Do whatever they say.
Дай меня пистолет. Иди. Пошла.
Who are you people? What do you want with us?
Lara!
If they give you any trouble, kill them.
Don't hurt them,
I
please!
said, silence, girl. А ты ведь хорошенькая, да? Напоминаешь мою сестру.
Let go! Let go! Lara, run!
No! No!
Round them up! Round them up! Don't you fucking move! Kill them all!
Hey, bring up the prisoner.
Yeah, I'm on it. Если они доставляют много хлопот, убей их.
Anything?
I can't find her. She's gone.
We'll keep looking.
There! Another one.
God.
Hey! Hey! You gotta run out of the trap! Let's find the rest. Move out!
This group's got some fight. Gonna have to kill most of them. Too bad. You gotta use them more.
Girls missing. Keep an eye out.
All right.
What do you see?
Nothing.
Check this out, please. Kill the rest.
Любишь играться в прятки, малышка? Думаешь, удастся спастись? No one escapes. Out! Вылезай! Но трать моего времени! I always find them. Она тоже была порядочной стервой. Убью!
Oh, God!
So yeah, she totally brains the dude, and if you were paying attention, this scene serves two critical elements in the narrative. First and foremost, it establishes that this place is dangerous and Lara stands a real risk of dying. The people here are brutal and it is a kill or be killed situation. And if you hesitate even a little bit, you're the one that ends up on the ground with a hole in your head. Second, but no less important, this is the moment in which Lara loses her innocence. It's the first time in the game that she fires a gun, and it's the first time that she takes a human life. The musical cues at the end of their struggle is a key indicator of this. Those wistful notes on the violin are not for the rapist twitching on the ground. It's meant to symbolize a transition out of that state of innocence, which is why the violins swell with her confidence as she regains her composure and presses forward. And while her reaction might come across as weak to the average Twitter sociopath, given everything that she's been through, she has shown exceptional strength of character up to this point. And I know this might be difficult for the average Twitterite to grasp, but crying and freaking out a little bit is actually a normal response to circumstances like this. She's not a grizzled war veteran or a terminally online freak, she's a 21-year-old archaeologist. But these people just don't get it. All they can bring themselves to say is, classic Lara would never do that. She would backflip somersault over the enemy and blow their brains out and crack a witty one-liner like, looks like you sprung a leak, and then she would kill a T-Rex. But all of that misses the point because this is the same Lara. Because, as has been stated on multiple occasions by the developers, this is a coming-of-age narrative. As much as people want to drive a wedge between classic Lara and Survivor Lara, they are canonically the same person. The Survivor series is a prequel series meant to illustrate how she became the Tomb Raider, and this anime is going to bridge the gap between her classic depiction and this current depiction. All of this material covers a decade of Lara's life, introducing her as 21 years old in Tomb Raider 2013 and 31 years old by the time of Tomb Raider Underworld. And just so you guys don't think I'm making this all up, here is a quote from the franchise director. Agents of Fandom writes, Tomb Raider franchise director Dallas Dickinson on Lara Croft's journey from the Survivor trilogy to the classic games. Quote, when she is the Survivor Lara, she's a little bit unsure of herself. She's a little bit emo. She is finding herself and she's not fully confident, but she tries like hell. There's a point in your mid-20s when you're like, actually, I got this. I know how stuff works. That's kind of the journey we see of the Lara from the Survivor into the classic era. But even with this clear and concise explanation from the franchise director himself, people can't let it lie and still continue to cope and seethe in the replies. This dude is like 50 years old or more. I doubt he barely remembers it how Phil has contrived, but it doesn't work that way. Confidence doesn't have an age, lol. It genuinely doesn't matter what you have to say, these people are going to find a reason to be angry about Survivor Lara. They'll say that she's whiny, weak, and incompetent even while she's single-handedly assaulting an enemy fortress full of demon samurai. All of these examples that I've shown, by the way, have been from a single arc from the first game. She literally goes from this...
It was so horrible. It's all my fault. This is all my fault.
Lara, listen to me.
...to this.
That's right! Run, you bastard! I'm coming for you all!
About halfway through the game. And by the time you make it to the third and final game, she goes full Alien vs. Predator jungle warfare fighter.
Teeth. That's helpful. Hey, consideration.
They hit us. Just screaming bones.
It's over.
But anyway, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I really just wanted to introduce you to the real Survivor Lara, because even though I grew up with the original Tomb Raider series, I still love the Survivor series nonetheless. I feel like the people online that are hating on 2013 Lara just have their goofy goober glasses on. Either that, or they're just doing some serious rage baiting in order to get people interested in the anime coming up. Either way, whether you like the character or not, please let me know what you think in the comments section below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like, and until next time, love you guys, safe travels.